This is Pixel Zoo, the show that dives into the wildlife of some of our favourite video games. But what can video game animals tell us about animals in the real world? Well, quite a lot apparently. Today we'll see one of the better ways of learning about animals by living as them.
The first game is called Lost Ember, where you find yourself in a beautiful world that's been abandoned and taken back by nature. You play as a black wolf, guided by a floating spirit orb. The aim of the game is to inhabit different animals, to travel through a spectacular and treacherous landscape, and ultimately uncover the mysteries of the people who once lived there.
The featured species include everything from tiny hummingbirds to huge elephants, from tumbling wombats and even waterfall swimming fish. Here are some of our favourite animals from Lost Ember.
One of the cutest creatures in Lost Ember is a giant clawed yet tiny armoured animal.
Sounds made up, right? It's actually based off the incredibly named pink fairy armadillo. So cool.
There's little known about these curious critters. We don't even know exactly how rare they are, and images are really hard to come by. One thing we do know is that the amazing pink covering is that colour thanks to the pink fairy armadillo's ability to thermoregulate. She can flush the blood vessels in its shell to bring warm blood out, or into its body, in order to adjust the temperature, making it pink.
Armadillos in general are famous for their armour's crazy strength.
They are incredibly strong and protect them from predation when they come out of their underground homes. In Lost Ember, this armadillo's special power is digging into underground layers to get past certain barriers. To do this, they have razor-sharp weapons to go with their armour. Huge claws! Look at them! Pink fairy armadillos have the nickname the sand swimmer because it's said to dig through sand as fast as fish can swim through water. Again, while a bit exaggerated, they use their massive claws to great digging effect through the ground.
How an animal so heavily armed and armoured is just so cute and adorable it's anyone's guess. From cute to powerful, next up is Lost Ember's mountain goat. Now this is probably inspired by the ibex, which is a large horned wild goat and is one of nature's most extreme daredevils.
Now, you might not think of goats as very extreme, as the first goat you might think of is a domestic one on a farm.
However, in the wild, some of these goats live in the most extreme places on Earth, dancing with death with every step they take.
Some ibex live on the side of cliffs high up in the mountains, where it would be dangerous for most predators. They even take advantage of human-made structures like dams, where the word steep seems like a little bit of an understatement. In Lost Ember, the mountain goat has the ability to travel across environments like these with ease, in which other animals would have no chance of survival in. Mountain goats' amazing ability to live in these precarious habitats is due to their hooves. They have 2 toes forming a hoof with a rough exterior and a soft interior to allow gripping onto these inhospitable habitats.
From the mountain goat to one of its cousins, the bison.
In Lost Ember, you can soar down as a parrot over a migrating herd of these magnificent beasts before transferring yourself into one and becoming one with the herd. Bison are bovines from the Bovinae family, along with species like domestic cow and antelope. The bison in the game might not look exactly like the modern bison, however. They do sure look a lot like an extinct species called the bison latifrons. I think I'm saying that right, which died out between 20 and 30,000 years ago.
They both have enormous horns, and records show that they stretch over 2 metres from tip to tip. Now that is a huge weapon to use as a battering ram.
And in Lost Ember, just as in the wild, bison travel across the plains in enormous herds. In real life, these herds grow to their biggest sizes in the summer mating season, where males show how formidable they really are. In-game, one of the abilities of these titans is being able to charge and smash through objects with their large horns. In real life, this ability is used more when males compete against each other in ground-shaking collisions.
They do this to prove their strength and dominance over each other in the fight for females.
The stronger the male, the more likely he will sire the next generation of baby bison.
Let's jump into our next 2 games, which are animal simulators, Shelter 2 and 3.
Shelter is currently a trilogy where you play as different animal mothers, navigating through a dangerous world whilst trying to raise your babies. Across the games you can play as a scurrying badger, a predatory lynx, and a gentle elephant.
In Shelter 2, you play as a lynx mother with 4 babies, which you have to protect from dangerous lands full of dangerous things.
From bears to eagle attacks, the threat of starvation and even forest fires, the world is a place where one mistake could cost you dearly, just like in the real world.
These games give you a day in the life of all of the work that animals put in to raise a family.
The game starts with you as a pregnant mother running from wolves. In real life, a lynx wouldn't stand a chance in a fight against a wolf pack. However, in this classic cat versus dog 1v1, reports suggest that they might actually be the lynx that comes out on top. The game really starts with the cubs in the den, and the player, mother, needs to go hunting for food to feed them. Just as in nature, a lynx will have several prey species you can hunt down and bring back to your adorable kittens. Yes, kittens! Chasing down hares at speed or jumping to catch grouse as they fly away, there are several options for a varied diet. Later in the game, you can even learn how to jump on and bring down deer, something which happens in the real world and is incredible when you think about the huge size difference.
The lynx is a formidable predator, but here we can see that they're even more ferocious mothers.
The follow-up to Shelter 2 is of course 3. Instead of a lynx mother, we're going up a size. And then a whole lot more sizes because you're an elephant.
And it's not just the size of the animal that's jumped, it's also the responsibility, as not only are you looking after a baby elephant, but you also have to protect the herd as well.
You take on a role of an Asian elephant, guiding your family through a beautiful landscape, trying to find food and water and keep them alive while avoiding deadly predators. You might expect as elephants there's nothing that can hurt you, but while stopping occasionally to allow your tiny baby to drink from your milk, you also need to keep your eye out for predators, which, just as in real life, can be very real threats to a tiny elephant baby. The Asian jungles are a precarious place for young elephants, as anyone who's seen the Jungle Book can tell you. Tigers stalk the forest and will take a baby elephant if the opportunity presents itself. And river crossings are haunted by crocodiles hiding just beneath the surface, ready to take an unsuspecting victim.
Elephants are one of the most intelligent animals in the world, both intellectually and emotionally.
And Shelter shows this with its amazing and touching scenes under a magnificent starry sky. It shows a matriarch guiding you as a player through different locations in the game. This is based in fact, and it's believed that elephants will pass their knowledge down through generations. For example, elephants will remember the locations of food or water and show the others, just like Shelter is symbolising here.
These animal survival simulators are packed full of animals and incredible behaviours. It's shown that there's plenty of fascinating animal attributes in these amazing zoos of pixels. Join us for the next episode where we'll be diving into another of your favourite games and seeing just what we can learn about the natural world from its pixel zoo.